Hi, y'all. So before I ask my question, I want to clarify a point that y'all mentioned earlier. You said you don't believe in white privilege, correct?
Yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
Okay. So according to the Bureau of Prison Statistics from last month, 38.3%.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nanefia Scarlett. So today you're back again with another video from Charlie Kirk. He said race baiting leftists crushed by facts. Wow. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, y'all. So before I ask my question, I want to clarify a point that y'all mentioned earlier. You said you don't believe in white privilege, correct?
Yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. So according to the Bureau of Prison Statistics from last month, 38.3% of our current inmate population is black. But according to the 2020 census data, only 12.2% of our national population is black. So if you don't believe in white privilege, how do you explain this disparity?
So why are they in jail?
It has been this way for years, since the 90s.
No,
since
why do people go to jail?
Why are black people in jail at higher rates than white people?
That's the question, right? Maybe because they
Yes.
commit more crimes than white people.
But that's not true.
It actually is.
They do. So every independent analysis shows that blacks have committed a disproportionate amount of crime. No one wants to say it out loud, but it's true.
Okay, let's
In
see.
fact, in New York, 52% of murders are committed by blacks, 40+% of arson, 60+% of drug deals. And so the question you should really be asking is what drives them to commit crimes? That's the question, right? The real question is, and maybe I can ask you, what percentage of blacks are raised with two parents in the home?
So actually, according to the Uniform Crime Report for 2019, black or African American individuals committed only about 1 million crimes, while white people committed about 4 million crimes.
So,
But that's
hold on.
proportion.
Yeah, how about the proportion?
There's a lot more white people than black people in the United States.
It's a 60% white country and a 14% black country. So you just proved my point. You literally, so basically that's a disproportionate amount of crime. It is.
But listen, I want to say, look, you are coming up here and you're asking a question, and that's not easy to do, first and foremost, no matter what. And I really appreciate your question in front of all these people. It's hard. So thank you for asking your question. But let me point out what you just did, and you didn't know that you did it. You switched from proportion to raw numbers. Right. And you did that to make a point that you thought you were making, but you weren't. But look, your issue was that black Americans only make up 13% of the population, and yet they make up, I think you said, like 38% of the prison population. And then you switched to raw numbers because, so black people only make up 13% of the population, but they commit 40% of all homicides and 60% of all violent crime. Unfortunately, I don't think that's anything inherent in black Americans. That's not what I'm saying. That's just the fact. And what Charlie is saying is, look, we've got to look at why that is. So you're claiming that that disparity is inherent proof of discrimination. So would you also say the fact that there are fewer Asians in jail means that than white people, that there is discrimination against white people? No? Disparity isn't proof of discrimination is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So let me just throw, and Allie's exactly right. What percentage of blacks grow up with two parents in the home?
I don't know.
Yeah, less than 20%. That's why there's so many blacks committing crimes and they're in jail. It's that simple. The death of the black family is why blacks are in jail higher than their population percentage. It's that simple.
May I see your criminology degree? Do you have one?
I'm sorry.
No,
Wait.
we've gotta. Are you a biologist, Ketanji Brown Jackson?
No, let me ask you a question. So do I need a criminology degree to be able to understand that 75% of blacks don't grow up with two parents?
To be well versed in it, I believe so.
Do you have one?
I don't, but I'm studying it.
Okay,
right
but
now.
you
Oh, she studied it.
Mm-hmm. But you did the same thing. You looked at a statistic, and he did the same thing. You don't have a criminology degree, and neither does he.
Hold on a second. You're doing an argument from authority, okay?
It's a fallacy.
So the laws of physics don't change whether or not you're a physicist, okay? The law of thermodynamics doesn't change whether or not you take a course on it. Answer the question. Why do blacks have a broken family versus a nuclear family, and does that translate to higher rates of crime?
Where is this
Do you
coming
admit that?
from? Because
Why is it that blacks don't have parents, though? Why?
Good question. We subsidize single motherhood in this country through the federal government of the United States. Great question. Now we're getting somewhere. Back in the 1960s, we put forward a program where black women married the government and broke up with the men they were with. Welfare state, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and that has contributed to blacks committing more crimes.
I believe institutionalized racism is your answer, but I don't believe I'm getting anywhere
but
with y'all.
But
so-
no, just let me point something out. Did you know that it's not white Americans that have the lowest incarceration rate or the lowest rates of crime or the highest graduation rates or the highest median income? It's not white Americans. It's Asian Americans. They have the highest median income. They have the highest graduation rates. They have the most degrees. They have the lowest incarceration rates. And guess what? They also have the lowest single parenthood rates. Okay? So that is true across the board. It's not just black Americans. And unless you are willing to say that the reason why Asian Americans make more than white Americans or the reason why Asian Americans go to jail less than white Americans is because there is systemic institutional racism against white people in this country, then your argument against black people doesn't really work.
So let me ask you one thing. You said institutional racism. I got a black friend right up here. He's great. He's great. So let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. What can I do that he can't do?
What do you mean?
If institutional racism was real, what can I do that he can't do?
Well, you're less likely to get arrested.
I'm sorry. No,
That's
if we
less-
both commit a crime, he's going to get arrested and I'm not?
He could.
Wait, so we just went through this.
saying-
Blacks commit a disproportionate amount of crime in this
Please,
country
it's okay.
because of broken families. So give me one law on the books.
not because
You
of
said it's
broken
institutional.
families.
Give me a law anywhere that discriminates against blacks. Give me one law anywhere in America.
You want current or past?
How about right now?
Well, the fact that crack cocaine is criminalized more than regular cocaine.
No,
is
if I
disproportionate
deal
racism law against blacks.
if I deal crack cocaine, I'm getting arrested regardless of skin color. Give me a
But if you
law.
were dealing white cocaine, you're
Give
less
me a
likely
law
to get a harsher
anywhere
sentence.
that allows white people to commit crimes and get away with it and blacks can't. Does that law exist?
Not anymore. But that
Because
doesn't
there's
mean
no
it's not real.
institutional racism in America.
Because there-
The idea of institutional racism is laws on the books.
Just because it's not down on paper doesn't mean it's not real.
Okay, give us an example. Not
God.
just a disparity. Not just a
God?
disparity.
God isn't. You don't see God.
He's on paper. Read the Bible.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm getting nowhere with y'all, and y'all are not answering my question, so I'm going to end this Q&A right here. Thank you for your time.
We actually did answer her questions, but I do appreciate, even though she's got an attitude, I do appreciate her courage. I do. That is difficult. That's difficult
Yeah,
to
I
come
mean,
up
it's
here and ask
difficult,
a
but
question,
see,
but you can also do it respectfully.
But what bothered me about her, I'm glad she was there. She wasn't being honest. At least be honest, okay, and be willing to be corrected.
was-
Well, that was a fun fireworks
Oh,
show to end our time together, right?
That was indeed a fireworks show. I mean, where was Charlie? Like, how and where was Charlie going with all these black people don't live with parents and broken home and so whole? I don't know. Please show light on it for me, because I don't understand what he was trying to mean by all this stuff. And the thing is, I understand why the lady was talking about that, because sometimes the crime that a black man, a white man will commit, like, I'm not really, sometimes even for the look of the black man's face, the black man's will look cutie. So blacks are more likely to be arrested compared to whites, and that one day it's fact. I know you guys are coming for me, but it's fact. And I like it whenever he asks this question, what can black man do that what can white man do that black man can do, or what can white man do black man cannot do? You know, certain privileges, like, we need to be real, honestly. Certain privileges the white has and blacks don't really have that privilege. We've passed this. I know we've passed this. They said white privileges don't exist, white privileges don't exist, but like, sometimes we need to be real to ourselves. And he was making some statistics, rates at which crime black committed crime, this, that's what, where did he get his theory from? Because I'm lost. I'm so lost. Like, in fact, the rate at which blacks go to prison or blacks go to jail, it's really appalling. Like, it's really appalling. Like, it's really high compared to whites. And he said the crime rates in blacks are higher. I want to know, No, I'm not trying to be racist here, but out of curiosity, I want to know all these crime rates and the statistics he was making. If you know all these statistics, let me know in the comment section. Because for me, I feel like the rate at which blacks go to prison, because police brutality, maybe it has ended now, maybe it's no more now, but the rate at which police brutality is in among blacks is so high, honestly so high, because black hair, white hair, this black man is likely to be brutalized by police or be arrested for drug possession compared to whites. That one is a fact. That was what the lady was trying to tell Charlie, but Charlie always have this in mind: white privileges don't exist. So, yeah. But I think one video one video was trending. These are he's a musician in our country, Fuse or DJ. He was in UK. Was it UK or something? Like he was in UK, and he was in his car, and he was in there with his buddy, like his friend, and they were talking. All of a sudden, this police guy from nowhere came banging his car window, banging. Then it was like they should come out from the car, and with an excuse, he was trying. The police made a whole lot of scene, and with an excuse that they are smoking weed, and they're not smoking weed. They said they're not smoking weed, and he brought one of his colleague officer, and it was a whole lot of embarrassment. So he recorded it, and with the excuse that he smelled weed, so he probably thought they were smoking the weed. Like, really, on the street, obviously, maybe if you smell weed, that is it necessarily means they are smoking the weed, and they've locked their window. So even if they are smoking weed in their car, how did you smell that weed? So I understand when people make accusations or bring up topics like this, like the police brutality among black is really high compared to the white. I'm not really a fan of this white privileges. I don't really buy those stuffs, but I feel like, let's call a spade a spade. It's true. This police brutality, the rate at which a black man will go to prison is higher than the white man going, because even when immediately they see you, your skin color has really guiltify you, like it has guiltify you already. You don't need to commit a crime for you to come like that. So sometimes let's call a spade a spade. Yeah. I'm not really into this white privilege, but I think the lady has a point there. The lady has a point there. But I feel like, as a black man living in a white man's land, do what you got to do. Just do your best. Try and avoid those things, and try and remove all these negativities from your mind, that white privilege, white man has privilege than me, the rate has which, try to remove all those negativity from your mind, and just do what you gotta do, because others did it and they made it. So you just do what you gotta do, but the fact still remain the fact. Probability of a black man going to prison is higher than a white man. And you guys should chill. Just give me that theory he was making. Blacks have broken homes. Maybe I've not heard that. I don't know that theory. Maybe you have idea about that. You can educate me on that. Let me know what you think about this video. You think Charlie was right? You think the lady was making a point? To let me know, so that we can have a conversation in the comment section. I love it when we have a conversation in there. Okay, so if you have any recommendation for me, if you want me to check more videos like this, to let me know in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notification. Thanks for watching.